And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Deez.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates to a Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Breakmeister, Rebecca, and Chris Soanes. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone out there. We really appreciate it. And this is for you.
Thank you.
So Rachel.
Yes.
Fancy people. How you feel about it? How you feel about fancy people?
I guess it depends on how you're defining fancy.
Fancy. Wine and cheese parties fancy. Bow ties. Fucking I don't know. Those little
They have a boat.
Yeah.
Not for me. Not for me.
Not for you?
No, not for me.
What about like golden filigree on things? Are you a fan?
I actually described golden filigree on a magical item in my D&D game today. So I feel like it has a place in D&D, but not for myself in real life. Right.
See, here's my thing. I think about the disparity between fancy and not fancy all the time, and I think that line changes all the time for any number of reasons across topics and across subjects. But for people, some things are seen as fancy that aren't for other people, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's sort of speculative. So what I want to do real quick is I want you to describe what a fancy restaurant looks like in not a fancy restaurant, like a nice fancy restaurant, like a restaurant you'd think is nice, but like too fancy.
Too fancy.
What's too fancy a restaurant?
Those restaurants where like the chef decides like this is the meal that everyone gets today.
Oh.
Like one of those. That's too fancy for me.
I don't know. That might not be too fancy for me. Or
really?
At least in a different angle. See, this is where this is a good topic, right? Because I have to do what people want me to do art-wise all the time, right? I spent a large chunk of my life working on a set of skills to try to get them towards perfect. Right. So I guess that is perfecting. You're still in the process of whatever.
Yeah.
My point is that sometimes I think that I know pretty good about what the fuck I'm doing and the other person doesn't because they're paying me money to do it. Right.
Right.
So like oftentimes they tell me shit and I'm just like, oh. So like if you're a chef, a master chef, and you spent your entire life fucking practicing cooking and now you've got your like a flavor painter, you're the champ, you make awesome food, and then a person comes in here and they want to substitute this, they want to change that, and you're just like, this is gross, why the fuck did I even study all this so that you could come in here and fuck it up, right? So I'm sympathetic towards the chef that wants to do his own thing.
So you don't think that's too fancy?
I don't know that I would say it's fancy or not fancy in any way, or I don't think that's the line for me of what dictates it is or isn't fancy.
Okay.
I think there's different types of restaurants, and that one is chef run, right? Like the chef, you're there to have what the chef is known for or is good at, as opposed to just a nice dining experience. Does that make sense?
Kind of. Like I'm sure that the food would be amazing. Yeah. I just feel like I would be just uncomfortable with sort of like the high level of like expertise.
Yeah.
And I feel like there would be sort of a feeling of like someone is making these decisions for me because they know best. And so I would have to be like forced into this almost like helpless role. And I don't like, it just seems like too much altogether for me.
Right, but when you go to a museum, you don't get to request what paintings you see. They give you a painting, and you're like, "That's a good painting," or "That's not a good painting," right?
True, but
You don't get to go in there and be like, "I'm looking for something with a little more blue in it."
But I get to look at all the other paintings as well, and I can look at them for as long or as quickly as I want to.
Right, and here's where we transition into where my fancy line is. Tiny ass food makes me crazy. Because tiny ass food for a tiny ass person, I'm sure you go in there and they give you a tiny ass thing. That's like a medium sized food to you. You know how amplified tiny food is to me? It's fucked up. Look, I'm willing to tolerate tiny food if tiny food to size of person is reflected in the price.
Okay.
Right? You give me half a quail egg and we're going to fight. We're going to fight.
That sounds like plenty.
Fuck off. It's just like mind blowing to me, some of the types of tiny food. Like I saw this one, they have this little dish. It's shaped like a spoon, right? It kind of like, you ever gone to like a hibachi restaurant? They have those spoons that are kind of like, it's like, oh, I don't know how to even explain it. It's like a fucking shoe almost. It's like a bowl that becomes the handle. So it's like one solid shape. Yeah. Right. So like they have this as the dish, and then they put a bunch of stuff in it. So it's like it's just served in the spoon. Oh. And then you just eat it. It's one bite.
So you don't even get a plate. It's just on the utensil on a plate, already.
But the plate is unnecessary because they've already spooned it for you.
Wow.
Now, I don't mind that if it's like one of the courses that leads up to, if it's like hey, check out this cool flavor thing that I put together. If it's like that kind of deal, I don't think it would bother me. But when like it's its own item on the fucking menu, it's very frustrating to me. When they give you one of those what are they called, like a chop, like a pork chop, and it's like a little tiny fucking thing on this bone.
Oh, I've seen those.
Oh my god. Dude,
it's like more bone than meat.
It's insanity. I'm here to eat food, not wonder what the rest of the meal would have been like. I think that's that kind of thing, the daintiness of food, when they try to intentionally to like make it smaller, feels, I don't know why that bothers me. That I'm here for a meal, right? It could be a meal where I'm just looking to be satisfied by the food that I'm eating to like weather me to the next day, something hearty and big, or something experimental and weird and artistic. I'm fine with either of those. But it needs to actually be tangible. You can't walk to me with like a fucking like a creme brulee and go like in my direction and that's the meal. Like you have to imagine the flavor through your nostrils. It's like fuck off. Right. Shaved gold things makes me crazy.
I hate when they add gold to stuff. I've never like had a meal or anything that's had it, but you see it on like cooking shows or whatever, and it's like, why? That seems like such a waste.
It is the definition of waste. At least like, look, nobody's ever been like, you know what would make this better? Some of that gold flavor. Fuck your gold flakes. Just make good food. Sear it properly and don't put gold flakes on it and we're good. Right?
Yeah.
Searing shit is, well, we're just getting off track. Is there a level of art where you're like, oh, come on. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Like the pretentiousness gets too thick.
Yeah. So I watched this YouTube channel. I've told you a little bit about this, but I watch a YouTube channel where this guy, his business is like art restoration. And so he'll make videos on the process of his art restoration. And usually it's like acrylics or oil paintings. And typically they're like older paintings. and he has to like clean them and get the old varnish off and do like touch-ups and stuff like that. But he had a video not too long ago, and it was a more modern piece, and it was just like it was on a frame, and it was like half of it was smooth white wax and the other half was black wax that had like these 3 big bumps on it. And that was it. That was the whole piece, and it was the size of like a painting.
Right.
And so like some of the wax had chipped off, and so he had to replace the wax. But it was literally just half of this is just white wax, like smooth white wax, no design or anything, and then the other half is just black wax with these big bumps. And I don't understand the point of art like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm with you.
Like, I'm not going to say people shouldn't make that.
Right.
But
it's not for you.
I wouldn't look at that and be like, oh, I want to hang that up on my wall.
That's a healthy attitude to have towards it.
Mm-hmm.
I am not of that attitude. Every artist that I know argues with me about this. But look, if there's a case, look, so I was talking to Nate about this one time, and we were talking, he's like, everything's art. I'm like, no, it isn't. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, it's not. Not everything is art. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say, right? Everything's art. But I can't blame him for it. And we went over it, like why, and I'm like, I get why people think and say that, because you've been conditioned to say everything's art, because nobody wants to say that's not art, and then have some snobby art fuck come around and be like, no, that's art. You just don't understand it. No, that's not how this works, right? There isn't a right and wrong answer here. There is an opinion of a person's who looks at it and says, I do not find artistic value in that, so as to me it is not art. And then another person says, I find whatever value in that, so to me it is. Now, the decision about whether it's art is speculative. It's your opinion. But if you're going to start saying that it is just because another person does, then you've forgone the right to have an opinion at all.
Yeah.
Fucking tell them, or say it out loud. Just be honest with yourself. Here's my thing about art, right? Is people don't have an objectivity because they're afraid of being hit with that smug artist asshole. Actually, you just don't understand it. No, I understand it perfectly fine. I just don't like it. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. It's not above me. It's a fucking picture. I just don't like it. Right? Yeah. And there's that culture of that guy who comes out and acts that way about something that you're perceiving through your own eyes into your own mind and formulating opinion about. When that guy comes out and starts to tell you that what you've seen with your eyes, processed with your mind, and had made an opinion about is incorrect, that's where my line is. Right. Fuck that guy. Push him down a flight of stairs. He deserves it. And then be like, what masterful artwork I've just created. And he's like, that's not art. And I'm like, this is the argument we should be having. You just don't get it. It's too highbrow for you. Stair art is the height of sophistication. That's my line. I think I see that a million times where a person's trying to convince you through like kind of being dismissive that what you're feeling and thinking isn't accurate. Right. Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Fuck that guy. Yeah. Right? That's what this whole conversation was about, right? It's about what one person thinks of as fucking amazing, another person might think is not that great. Right? That's not to say either of them are wrong. You're just interpreting it your way with your filter and what you value. Yeah. So if a movie makes you sad, you can't tell someone no it didn't. That's silly. So I don't know exactly what the goal of the conversation was, but I just always find it interesting where people differ in their line. So like, small food makes me angry. I want to hit a person when they give me small food. You want freedom of choosing what you want from a menu. Yeah. It's interesting, right? Yeah. Well, is that an intro? This is a very deep intro for
a very silly podcast.
Uh-oh. What's the title of this episode?
Well, this is Dragon Heist, episode 48, Palm Rejection.
That's a great name. When the pun doesn't exist in the universe, that's always the best. So we read it?
Yep. I believe so. So, yes, to pick up where we left off, you guys are in the old library on the first floor, or Nate is in the Nate is in the old library on the first floor, staring across the desk at Urstul. He has made the offer. On each side of you, you have Anders and then one of the other guards, and behind each of them is a crossbowman with crossbows aimed.
Mm-hmm.
And Ursul's made you the deal. Gold, bag of gold on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You forget about this, and we kill these two.
I see. Well, what an interesting offer. I must say, I gotta hand it to you, sir. You have my back up against the wall a little bit. Speaking of hands, and I grab my dagger and I drive it through his hand on the desk.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
An attack roll. Simulating an attack roll. Let's see. For an attack roll, how does 17 sound?
You hit.
Yay!
And you have the knife through his hand.
I've probably scared the shit out of everyone in the room too.
Yes, you have.
Let's see. So I've got dagger through hand. I quietly, not so quietly, think to myself, "Oh, I sure hope some help shows up here pretty soon." And I turn to Sergeant Anders and say, "Well."
All right. At this point,
I turn to Sergeant Anders and I say, "Well, let's kickstart this big fucking." No, you can edit that out.
I love that. I love that phrase.
I turn to Sergeant Anders and go, "Well, this will be fun."
All right. At that point, both the crossbows go off. The bolt misses Anders, but the other one does dive deep into the other guard's shoulder.
Yeah.
And at this point, we switch over to Kaeviir and Adrie on the back in the weapons room, about to walk into the main hall.
1 second before we start, there has not been a good time to take my headphones off so I can move my hat. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Oh my god, this feels amazing. I've been like, I can take it off now. No, they're talking about who got shot. Hold on, give it a minute. Okay, you can take it off here. Nope, he's switching to us. We're going to be forced to talk soon. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
We pick up with Adrie and Kaeviir in the weapon room. Sorry, I installed Deece.exl. I mean,
He's not even got the right file. It's changed again.
God damn it. So
what's the plan now?
I guess we should find Rayne. He's probably made his way in here.
I'm just gonna be checking pulses on the bodies that were in this room.
It's just the one guy, right?
He said there are piles of bodies, right?
no, in this room is just one.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm remembering something from 4 months ago. Okay. So John, why don't you just take the lead then, since you know what's happening?
Okay. So I've got my keys that I took from the one guy that we tricked into letting us in here, and then we knocked him out. Because someone doesn't want to just kill people to make sure that we. Oh, that's right. We had like a whole conversation.
Yep.
Because some people don't want to. I mean, we could kill him to make sure that he doesn't like wake up and sound an alarm.
He's not threatening us right now.
But he could threaten us later if he woke up.
We could chain him up, which we did.
We could.
And I'm gonna like jingle the chains.
But we could also kill him, and we don't have to waste chains.
People you don't just kill people. You know that, right? People can change.
But in the meantime, I'm just saying he could.
In the meantime, we kill him, and then that'll help facilitate the change.
I'm not saying that we kill him to force change upon him. I'm saying
from not rotting to rotting.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that he could wake up, and he's gonna be real mad that we tricked him, and he's not gonna wake up and be like, oh, I should revoke my life of crime. He's gonna wake up and be like, those two tricked me and they knocked me out. I'm going to sound the alarm, and then I'm going to find them and kill them.
But he's in handcuffs.
What if
he's not going to be doing a whole lot of anything? He's going to be laying here on the floor
until he wakes up, and then he shouts for someone to come and help him.
So we gag him.
You're wasting a lot of energy on this one dude. We could just kill him.
I'm a doctor.
Toss him in a closet.
The next time you're hurt, I'm going to remember my conservation of energy. I would hate to expend too much energy in order to make sure you weren't dead at the end of the day. We're just going to leave him. All right? My call.
Can we put him like in a closet or something?
Put him in a closet. I don't care. Yeah.
Great.
Just don't stab him and then put him in the closet.
Fine. I won't. But also, my strength score is really bad. So can you put him in a closet?
To your dismay, you do not find a closet in the room, just a bunch of racks and 2 giant chests.
Oh, let's open these chests, and we can put him in the chest.
All right. Well, then I'm going to grab him by the chains. I had 2 on his ankles, 2 on his or 1 on his 2 ankles, 1 on his 2 hands, and I'm going to lift him by those. Mike, can you open the top of the chest?
Okay, I will do that.
You find it locked.
I will try one of my keys.
All right.
And then another key. Through the keys.
Roll a D100 to find out how many keys you have on the ring that you have to go through.
Yeah, it'll be anywhere from Deese's keys to high school janitor.
Yeah.
So after 10 keys, you eventually find the right key.
After 10 keys sounds like the middle of Scarface.
You pop open the chest and you find...
You pop open the chest with a knife? No. The other way. Sorry.
You find a sword in there, a rod almost as long as the sword, and a headband.
We should take these.
You got to get them out of there so I can put
I'm
this guy in.
going to take this stuff out and put it in my backpack.
All right.
D-Walk, how big is the chest?
Big enough to fit 2 bodies.
Oh, okay.
2 bodies. We knock out another person. We got 2 chests.
You don't need to fill every square inch.
That's 4 people we can hide in these chests.
Whoa, 4?
You said one chest was big enough for 2. Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, she's going to cut these things up and try to get them into all 4 into one chest.
It's unbelievable what's happening here.
But you're going to have to saw the legs off to get them inside.
We'll make it fit.
How unconscious is this guy? Does he seem like he's going to be waking up anytime soon?
From a medical standpoint,
yeah,
he's pretty out cold.
Okay. I'm going to put him in butt first, down, and then fold his knees up and arms on top of him so he doesn't like get pressure down on him. So he'll still be alive and he'll be able to breathe, and I'll leave like a little pick or something to hold the side of the chest open after we close the lock on it, so he'll still have oxygen.
Oh, I figured Adrie was just going to poke a bunch of holes in the top of the chest with her sword.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be an idea that she would be into. On the other hand,
see, I'm keeping him alive. Chunk, 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 chunk.
Oh my, the red splatter.
He's oozing friendship.
Can I check the other chest while he's doing that?
Sure.
I go through my keys.
You go through about 8 keys to find that one.
Okay.
In that one, you find 2 scrolls and 4 potions.
I will put those in my backpack.
The potions of healing are easily recognized.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
They're not even sludgy.
Yeah, they're not sludgy because they're low grade. Give them here.
No, I won't. You can have 2. I'll give you 2.
No, give me all of them. I'm the specialist. You don't even know what they do.
They're healing potions.
No, you recognize them as healing potions. It doesn't mean they are healing potions. That's why we give them to me.
I will give you 2.
I'm going to hold up 2 potions of mine, right, that are like from the store. I'm going to be like, which one of these will kill you in 4 hours?
Why would I need to take it? Why would I need to take that?
Which one of these will kill you in 4 hours? You have no idea. That's why I decide. Whatever. Good luck.
Thanks. All right, let's go find Rayne. Okay. Then I guess we're gonna go to the door. And I'm gonna listen.
What you hearing out there?
I got a 14 on my perception.
As you listen to the door, you hear the hallways about as busy as it was the first time you guys went in. You're hearing, actually, no, you guys haven't been in here.
Nope.
He has. So as you listen to the hallway, you hear a hustle and bustle. You're hearing hammers on nails. You're hearing what sounds like wood being moved.
Okay.
You're hearing the heavy breathing of people. Not sounds like people either moving a lot of heavy stuff, or the guy in the trunk's not the only one doing yoga.
Okay.
What?
Well, I don't know what position that is. You put him in the trunk, but that's definitely a new twist on some yoga.
It's like laying on his back with his knees up. Is that yoga? Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take out the keys that I got from the guy, and I'm gonna look at Kaeviir and say, "All right, Rayne's somewhere in here. We're gonna confidently walk through like we're supposed to be here."
Right.
Okay.
You think that'll work?
Yeah. These keys are very official.
You've done this before?
I feel confident in this plan.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to open the door and I'm going to start walking out. And if anyone looks at me or questions why I'm here, I'm going to like hold the keys up and be like, just sort of, like I'm supposed to be here. I have keys. I'm very official. This is my clipboard sort of thing.
as we're starting to walk out of the door, I'm like, should we have code names or something with this with this espionage?
It's too late.
Okay.
All right, get me a deception check with advantage for the keys.
Yes. These are very official keys. And that is going to be a 19 on my deception.
Alrighty. Yeah, you officially hold that hallway as you walk down it. As you guys walk through, you're seeing a bunch of statues and artwork being boxed up and moved. You're seeing, the workers all kind of look over at you and look at you guys like,
I'm keys.
What the
right
hell?
Here. Jingle jangle.
They're
Back to work.
They go back to what they're doing. At this point, you guys hear what sounds like a heavy slam into like wood just ahead of you guys, and a giant cry out in pain.
That's where Rayne is. Let's go.
Someone
Luckily,
must have stubbed their
it's
toe.
it's not Rayne's voice you're hearing screaming.
Are any of the I'm gonna head in that direction. Are any of the other workers kind of looking that way?
They are now. Most of their attentions have been drawn towards the screen.
I'm gonna hold my hand, the hand that's holding the keys, and be like, "We got this. Everyone, stay your stations. Thank you."
I'm gonna, as the bigger, taller, more aggressive-looking guy, I'm going to look at them and be like, "We need to get these out today, and if you don't get it done, that's gonna happen to you. You're next." And then we move down the hallway.
Yes.
You have to incorporate the thing into the lie.
Give me intimidation with a hint of deception.
What?
Roll
What the fuck kind of roll is that?
That sounds like a cologne.
Roll for resting bitch face.
It's a 96 D20.
Well, shit. You scared them good. Immediately, two of them pick up a picture that's already been packaged and run immediately for the opposite door on the opposite side of the hall you guys came out, and begin ushering the art into there.
I didn't roll, but okay.
Okay.
There we go.
About that I didn't roll part. We're just gonna roll with it.
All right. Yeah, I figured when someone said the 96, it was a roll with it. So
No, it's a 1996, like a wine year. You think I rolled a 96 on a D20? That was my modifier. Whatever the fuck I want. Okay, it's fine.
So,
all right, we're gonna hurry.
As you guys take off running, we're gonna slip back to Rayne. So the one shot did go off into the guard.
Sorry, time.
All right.
He said we're gonna slip back to Rayne. Hallelujah, slip back to Rayne. Okay, sorry.
Oh, good. So, okay. Hey, Rayne, will you give me damage on that attack you gave?
Oh, well, certainly. Where'd it go? Here it is. 6 piercing damage.
All right. All right. He took 10 from the crossbow. Anders missed 6 to Urstul. Alrighty. At this point, you and the 2 guards are going to take first move in the room, and then the other 3 will respond.
Where's his other hand?
Reaching under the desk.
I'm going to attempt to stop what he's trying to grab for.
Okay.
Would that be a grapple? Would that be, can I stab him in the arm?
Well, the desk.
I tell you what I want to do is I want to grab that arm before he goes under the desk, slam it down, and put my dagger through the other hand.
All right. You know what? The desk is about 2.5. You've already got him pinned halfway to the desk.
Okay.
His body is easier, more accessible, so he can't rear back across the desk from you.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and give me a grapple check, and if you succeed in the grapple, we'll do an attack and nail his hand to the desk.
Athletics, right?
Yes. It's athletics versus his.
That's a 17 on the die, so that's a 20 athletics check.
And He has a 12. You have his hand.
Okay. Do I have another action to pin him to the?
I'll let this run roll with it. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That's a 15 versus AC. Do I have advantage because I have him grappled?
You clear the AC.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Then I don't need it.
So,
Yeah, dagger number 2. Now I have no daggers left, but he's got both hands nailed to the desk. That's another 5.
all right.
Do I have any other actions that I can take?
Bonus, I guess. I mean, you can talk. You want to?
No, I guess I'll. Now, what I want to do is going to be a full action. I know that in my head, so I'll just I'll that's my turn. I'm done.
All right. Anders turns and misses the crossbowman. The other guard as well.
Minute. Is it a crossbowman like he has a crossbow, or is it a crossbowman like he's cross with you?
He's pissed off.
But he's
both.
A bowman.
Crossbow as in the not a bow, but a trigger system firing range weapon.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just making sure we weren't dealing with a bunch of zesty regular bow carrying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would make him a crossbowman.
Yes.
Yeah. Crossbowman. He wears his bow and arrow backwards.
He wants to jump.
His daddy whack will make you.
It's a good thing you did pin his hands, because when you guys first went up against Urstul, he was out of poisons. Now he's not.
Uh-oh.
But his hands are pinned to the desk, so right now he's trying to figure out how to get his hands off the desk without enough force to actually lift up the knives out of his hands. And he sure as hell doesn't want to pull his hands out and slice down the middle of either of them.
Pro tip: don't open poison vials with your mouth. Under any circumstances.
That is a word from your professional. So, yeah, Ursula's going to hold his team and scream for backup at this point, because he can't get his hands out, and he really can't get his hands out. The crossbowmen both drop the crossbows and draw their short swords.
I was going to say, do they draw bows? Because it's perfect if that's the case. You've made us angry. Now we're crossbowmen to crossbowmen. It's more about the inflection than anything.
Anders gets hit for 6. And they crit the other one.
Well, he is a red shirt, so
yeah.
He was 2 weeks away from retirement.
David just said, I don't want to have to think up another name. Best get him now.
Oh. God, he's just getting too old for this shit.
His name was Critty Critty Bang Bang. We loved him.
All right. And outside, as you guys are in the hallway, you hear another slam with another scream. Get in here! Just echoing from the room. And what are you two doing now?
Better do what he says.
I'm heading in that direction very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, if you guys running, you can clear and make it to the doorway and still have actions once you kick open the doors.
Okay. So we burst in. This is the scene that we.
When you guys
expects the duckish imposition.
You guys burst through the first door, which you look down and you see an old, like, mothballed ballroom that's been turned into some weird barracks. And you see a couple guards down there looking towards you, trying to figure out what's going on.
We got this.
And then immediately to your left, you see the set of double doors, which is obviously where everything's coming from. And
going in there.
All right. Explain your entrance to me.
I'm gonna just throw open the doors. I'm also the same elf that Urstul saw yesterday that like hopped on his horse with them, and then he shanked me until I had literally 1 hit point. So he might remember
I stabbed his horse.
That's
so
true. Yeah. So we're those people.
We're here to we're that bitch.
But what I want to do after we burst in is then are there windows in this room?
There is 2 windows on the far wall from you.
Okay.
High.
Okay.
But right. How hard do you hit the doors?
I mean, we're running, so pretty hard.
Are you asking how hard I hit the door? Because she said she flung them open.
Yeah.
Yeah. And doing so would have hit somebody with their backs towards the doors.
So then she needs to decide because she flung them open. If it were me, whoever was on the other side, just take prone position and let's get going from there.
Look, I said I was running there. I'm gonna throw open the doors like as hard as I can, but also at the same time, this is not a Curse of Strahd Adrie who destroys every door that she
I understand completely. That's why I'm not asking for a strength check. I'm just asking how hard you hit the doors.
I mean, like, because I want them both open because I know that Kaeviir is right behind me.
Almost, but it is a double door to the old library. So
think like this, Rachel. Are you opening them like saloon doors? Like I'm here to.
Yeah, they're going inward. So
I don't understand what exactly. Like I'm throwing open the doors as I come in.
Full force. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. So yeah, you hit one of them, startling one of the. Well, he's no longer crossbowman. One of the Black Network thugs.
No, he's a cross longswordsman.
Yeah. And as you see the room, as you guys enter, Urstel's hands are both knifed to the table. Mm-hmm. Rayne's sitting there in the middle of the room, weaponless, on the other side of the table, closer to you guys.
There's no bag of gold on the table either, no matter what you may think. That's gone.
Completely gone. Not even the DM saw it happen.
Yeah, I know.
The Anders and his guard buddy are both engaged in combat with one each. Mm-hmm. And go.
Well, after Kaeviir and I come in, do I still have like an action?
Yes, you both have an action after getting in the room.
I want to turn around and close the doors and lock them if I can lock them, because I know that this is a warehouse full of like angry dudes.
All right. Yeah, you shut the door behind you two and lock it. Kaeviir, what are you doing?
Okay. I'm going to talking is a free action and they can respond as a free action.
Yes, I won't punish you for talking.
All right. I'm going to tell everyone in the room that is not with the town guard or with me to lay down on the ground now, and you will not be killed.
Urstul responds, "You do what he says, I'll kill you myself once I get my hands free."
I'm not gonna look. This is your warning. I'm telling you, if you do not lay down, I am going to kill you. This is your chance to get out of here alive. My action, I'm grabbing up my javelin out of my pack. Like literally as I'm walking in the door, pulling it out and saying these words to them. Lay down or die. Go. Any of them lay down, D-Walk?
No.
Okay. Then Vital Strike.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
Which one?
Who is in front of Anders?
Cross Long Swordsman 1.
Is that the one that got the doorknob in the ass?
No, 2 got the doorknob in the ass.
Okay.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, 1 got the doorknob in the ass, and that makes you happier, Deez.
Okay. So the roll. 18 to the throw. And then, does that hit?
Sorry, I was muted. That hits.
All right, it was thrown, so it's a D6 plus the wisdom, which is 4 plus 3. 10 damage.
All right. 10 damage.
I'm telling you, Vital Strike, I can't do it all the time, but when I do, it's for taking down horses and people who didn't listen when I told them to lay the fuck down.
He's still up.
Well, he's about to lay the fuck down.
Okay. And then it'd be back to the go ahead and give me full initiatives now with everyone in the room.
Okie dokie.
14.
13.
All right.
Also 13.
Ooh.
Nice.
My modifier is a +4.
You win.
All right.
Can I ask you a question, D-Walk?
Has it ever stopped you if I said no?
It will not stop me, but I just want, that's how
yeah,
I'm
go
going
for
to
it.
lead in
Go
to
for
asking this question. When I threw the javelin at him, since it did a decent amount of damage, can we say that it like stuck in his leg or his shoulder or something like that? Because it was thrown at him.
Yeah. You pretty much almost threw it at point blank range too. I mean, there was almost less than 5 feet between you guys.
I just like the visual of if I get to go first in this combat, having told him to lay down, he didn't listen. I threw it at him right at like point blank, stuck in him, then ran to him, pulled it out, and stabbed him. It didn't go all the way through.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give me a D6 even in odds for arms or legs. Evens arms, odds leg.
5.
Odds leg, and it is stuck through his thigh.
Thought it was going to go to the knee.
So
He used to be an adventurer. But then I got there.
So already, Urstul goes first, but as before, his hands are stuck and he is taking damage as he tries to slide his hands up and down.
Does this dagger have a hilt?
Yes.
Does it have a cross? Oh,
yeah.
Sucks to him.
Yeah, I didn't think Nate was running like hiltless daggers. I mean, yeah, his hands are literally, unless someone gets over there to pull them off, Ursul's kind of screwed right now.
Yeah, I didn't stab him with 2 knitting needles.
Some daggers, some people like to use no cross guard, but
right.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know, for assassins and whatnot.
I'm old fashioned.
Then the next up is the cross longswordman 2, the one with not the javelin in him. He now turns and completely misses Kaeviir. That goes right on his shield and just ricochets off.
I'm gonna look at him in his face and I'm gonna be like, "You better lay the fuck down. You're next."
And
Also,
you're up, Kaeviir.
Keep in mind how we've qualified this guy. He is the unjavelined crossed long swordsman without a doorknob in his ass. That's how we keep him apart.
Hey,
Very
you're Forge.
specific.
That's the one I want. I want that many.
God, the credits on that guy. You just when you pull up his name at the end credits, it's gonna be like
It was like at the end of the Tarantino movie in Pulp Fiction where it's like long-haired yuppie scum. I love that credit. I don't even know who plays him, but it's so funny to me. Anyway, so I'm going to take my move action to move up to the guy that has the javelin in him. I am going to grab it at the end of that action. I'm going to pull it out and jam it right back into his stomach. Okay.
all right, give me a strength check to pull it out and then an attack roll to put it back in.
All right. Strength check to pull it out as a 14.
Yeah, it comes right out of the leg. He screams in pain. Give me a second to And he does not. He's in shock. He is standing there, completely in shock from the pain of the moment of this situation.
Can I?
You have an advantage on your next move on him.
Yeah, I have a question though. He's in shock, which means he's stunned. He's not going to be able to take an action, right?
Yeah, he is literally like.
Does my medical knowledge let me know that he's in shock?
Oh yeah.
His reaction?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well then,
you pick up that immediately that this dude's out. I mean, mentally, physically, the lights are on, but nobody's home anymore.
okay. Well then, fuck attacking him. I'm going to take the javelin that I just pulled out from him, and I'm going to turn my body and come across and throw it a second time at the other guy that's behind me, the one I just told who attacked me.
Okay.
17.
Jeez.
This is the raddest shit that's ever. Who doesn't want to play the doctor?
I thought for a second you were going to take a hold of that javelin that was stuck in his leg and just pull his feet out from under him and say, I said to get down.
Well, he's in shock. He's not doing
All right.
anything.
You
So
don't have to do it
tactically,
now, yeah.
if I can tell that he's in shock, then I don't have to kill him.
Right.
Give me a D6 for damage on pulling the thing out of Mr. Shock.
Okay.
And then roll for damage for the second one.
Do I do D6 damage plus strength from pulling it out?
Yeah.
8.
All right. And then, give me damage for the second one.
Okie doke. Dude, I got to turn my camera on. It's 9. Swear to God.
You said 9?
Yep. Hold on.
All right.
I'm sending it to the chat. I always hate when you get a perfect roll because it just feels like bullshit. So, anyway, I got 9 on him, 8 on the previous for pulling the thing out.
Okay. Alrighty.
I told them.
So now we have a de-javelined, shocked cross long swordsman.
Alrighty. And I believe Rayne's dexterity was higher than. I'm sorry, Adrie's dexterity was higher than Rayne's.
Yes.
So.
I like how they both did that. They both did it at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not getting in front of Rachel's roll. I'm not even about to attempt that.
Okay.
I'm looking at my notes and all of a sudden I look up and I see 2 heads. No. Bad DM. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
All right. I am going to. Is there any way that I can position myself without taking an attack of opportunity to get Urstul and any of his cronies in a line?
Yes.
Yeah, you can definitely the shock guy. You can definitely maneuver around without him. And
He can't
an
take
idiot
an
attack of
action.
opportunity.
Okay.
The other one, yes, he can still function.
Okay.
But no, the
I
guy
guess-
in shock is you can line him and Urstul up and
She
Well, I-
should have
without
been- hold on. She should have been first in the room, correct?
she was, but then she went back and locked the door behind you.
Oh, okay.
So-
Right. There it goes. Right. Makes
So
sense.
yes. So yeah, you can line them up and keep Rayne and Kaeviir both out of it.
Well, I want to get Urstul and Kaeviir seems like he doesn't want to kill the in shock guy. So can I get Urstul and the guy that's not in shock?
As long as one of the 3 points of the triangle is down, you can get to any point of the other 2.
Yeah, I mean, Urstul can't maneuver very well because he's tied to his desk. So if you move around that side of the room, you can line up Urstul and him. Yeah, in a line.
Would you consider Urstul restrained?
I'm going to regret answering this. Definition wise, I can't say he's not restrained. His hands are pinned.
Uh-huh.
He refuses to inflict the body of harm to get his hands out of there.
Right. So his speed is 0.
Yeah.
So he would probably have like disadvantage against dexterity saving throws.
Yes.
That is a safe assumption, I would imagine.
Okay. great.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to line up Urstul and the not in shock guy.
Well, D-Walk makes the decision that he would have it or not, right?
His dex is gone. Yeah, he's pinned to the desk. He's refusing to cut through his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. So I'm gonna get those two in a line. I'm gonna yell at Urstul and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, remember me?" And then I'm gonna hold up my hand because I have my cool mech armor suit thing, and I'm gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew, which means a stream of acid shoots out of my hand. So that guy and Urstul have to make dexterity saving throws.
okay.
What the fuck?
Disadvantage.
You're gonna fuck up my daggers, aren't you? Just gonna rust the shit out of them.
Well, Urstul got a 6 and
Goddamn.
a 7 on his disadvantage, so that fails. The other guy rolls a 4. This is not their days in this room.
Okay, so they're both gonna take acid damage. This time it's only let's see. Oh, well, it's at the start of their turns. Sorry, so I guess I wouldn't roll damage yet. But basically, I maintain concentration on it, and unless they use their action to like get the acid off of them, they take acid damage at the start of each of their turns. And since Urstul cannot use his hands at the moment, he's gonna have a bad time.
I believe he is mouthing the word that rhymes with witch right now, as he is being burned by a
lich.
He shanked me to 1 hit point.
That's what you get for leaving one, bitch.
He left the most important one.
That's right, the most important one. So now we have an acidified, de-javelined, shocked cross-long swordsman. I'm just trying to keep
door
the
handle.
doorknob in his ass. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep that straight. Got it.
Oh, all right.
So when it's the start of their turns, they take the acid damage, and then if they want to use their action to scrape off the acid, they can.
Okay.
A caustically endowed, shocked.
Yeah, we are now at Rayne's turn.
I just want to say, point of order, as a chemist, you don't scrape acid off, okay? It just doesn't work that way.
It's a really thick acid.
You have to
neutralize
neutralize it. It doesn't work that way.
Asphalt
I
doesn't
thought of it-
scrape off either because you take flesh with it.
Yeah.
I was thinking a different type of acid, so we were. I thought she shot him with it, and then he was just gonna really be into like strawberry alarm clock.
Everything is suddenly going to taste purple.
Incense, peppermints. Oh my goddamn!
Yeah, I think that's the hardest lesson to learn in asphalt when you first start. Is if you get hit with the oil at 300, do not wipe it off.
No, sir.
Because that takes the flesh with it.
Oh, God.
You literally have to get a cold compress and cool it. There's no other way to take that stuff off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you could just have me stare at it because I'm so fucking cool. I'd show that shit out right away.
Hey, man.
Ice
Hey, man,
cold.
You like Miles Davis? I'm so chill. I piss ice cubes. You know what I'm saying?
If peeing your pants is cool, then consider me Miles Davis.
That is so fucking funny. Even to this day, that scene is hysterical to me. The fact they got that old lady to say it is so funny.
All right. Rayne, you are up. You just saw her do what she did.
Yeah, well, I think that might change what I was going to do. Because what I was going to do is I was just going to step up and use one foot to push the desk that he was sitting in behind up against the wall, pinning him against the wall. But that would probably take him out of the line of fire on the acid, correct?
And put you possibly in it
He's
again
already
before you push it.
He's
already been acided.
Yeah,
Now
he's
the
already
damage.
Okay, so it's not a constant stream. You've already.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Nah, she hit him with the old Spider-Man. Right? And now, yeah.
Rayne.
Yeah.
What are you doing, bud?
What am I doing? You know what? Screw it. Since we've established, I'm gonna shove the desk back into the wall and pin him even further.
Give me a strength, I guess. Yeah.
Strength check.
And he really is at a disadvantage even more because, God forbid, he try to stop the desk from moving and slice his hands wide open again.
Thank God.
That'd be a weird counter push.
Oh my God! No.
Yeah,
because I mean that's just going to dive it deeper into his hands trying to stop the desk.
Well, I'm glad I'm at advantage because the first roll was a 5. Oof. Let's try the second one. That's better. That's a 17 plus 1, 18.
Awesome, because he rolled a 4.
And
then he rolled a 5.
You mean my 5 would have won?
Yeah, your 5 would have won.
I was thinking about that scene from fucking Friends where they're like, pivot.
Oh, dude, I just watched the Friends reunion. They did that. Gosh. They bought that scene into the.
Yeah,
that was mad.
I was so mad they didn't do a real episode and they just did
right.
Talk about it.
I was expecting a full episode or something. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So. All right. So you slam him up against the wall. He is cursing and screaming at this point. He is yelling for anyone of the Zents to come and save them.
Do I have any more? Do I have a bonus action?
Yes, please.
As a bonus action, can I shove my handkerchief that's in my pocket into his mouth?
Yeah, sure. Give me dex check to not get bit.
Oh, that would suck. That's a crit.
Yeah, you almost throat chop him with the handkerchief in the mouth. I mean, I don't know how to describe this without getting in trouble.
Of all the things for me to fucking crit on, I crit on a handkerchief.
Wait, what happened?
Of any of us player characters that would have a handkerchief, I only believe that Rayne would have one.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you sure. Yeah.
Pocket.
I'm
a dapper
pocket square.
I'm a dapper.
In
yes,
your
I'm
leather?
a dapper. Yeah. I'm a dapper rogue.
That reminded me of a story. I had some buddies that were on a missions trip we were on back when I did that stuff with the church. And one guy started messing with the geek on the plane. Nobody told the guy the geek on the plane was a Marine. He just had glasses and kind of looked a little small and did whatnot. Well, as he's messing with him, trying to wrestle with him, his reflexes kicked in and he throat chopped him right in the middle of the plane.
Oh.
And dropped the guy 3 times his size to the ground real quick. And everyone's like, whoa. He's like, yeah, I'm a Marine as well as I play chess. And we're like, good to know, dude. Sorry. The memories pop back up. Yeah, I mean, you straight up and yeah, he's now coughing on cotton. Because so.
That what we call it now? Okay. Yes, that's good. That should keep him quiet.
He's burning. He can't get his hands free, and now he's muffled
and pinned up against the wall.
And pinned against the wall.
Yeah. Man.
You want to go ahead and you want to recap that character model?
Oh no, that's okay. There's too many adjectives.
Alrighty. After that, it is okay. The guard with Enders.
Is that the one that has acid on him?
No, he's stunned.
This is the guard with Enders.
Oh, sorry.
The one with the doorknob in his butt. Keep it straight.
Sorry.
He crits and hits one of the one that just got hit with the javelin. And he does 14 damage. And then it is Anders' turn.
I'm going to make a grilled cheese so huge later.
Anders misses. And then it's back to the top of the round with Urstul. But between rounds, you guys start hearing the doors behind you guys begin to get beat and slammed. It sounds like they're hitting it with something huge.
Oh, no.
Let me roll. You actually start seeing the door splinter from what they're hitting it with from the other side.
This giant Venus de Milo head comes piercing through the door.
And top of the round, Urstul, he
takes acid damage.
Yes, he does.
3 acid damage.
This is going to be a long way.
It's a level 1 spell.
Yeah.
So it's a slow burn, is what you're saying.
Slow burn.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, Nate. Brilliant.
Thank you.
No. You're. Oh my God. Please, when's it my turn? Okay, sorry.
He's trying. He's still not willing to get his hands ripped out, and he's trying to do everything he can, rubbing his body on the wall and trying to spit this thing out, and he can't. And that leads to the one in shock. And he's still in shock.
He takes acid damage?
Yes. No, she hit the other one with acid damage.
Oh, I thought you got the shocked one. Okay.
No. She was a little nicer. And
I see.
I mean, so, and it is Kaeviir's turn.
Okay. Two quick questions, right? There's the one that's still up, right?
Yeah.
The second one that I threw the javelin at, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they're coming to the door, which would be, if I'm facing him, they would be off to my left, right? Because we came in, I look back. He was on right. Because I threw it to the guy on the right, harpooned him, ran over, grabbed it. He was in shock, turned around, threw it back across my body to the left side, which is, or am I doing it backwards?
No, you're fine.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So the door will be either off on my left or off on my right, whatever.
Right.
And they're hitting it, what sounds like with some sort of battering ram, correct?
Pretty close.
Okay. Probably a statue, I would imagine.
Yeah, a lot closer to the Venus de Milo head.
Okay. How much space is there between the double doors and the other side of the
room?
Yeah, like if I were to throw something at the floor, how much space clearance is the floor to the door on the bottom?
Less than half an inch.
That's more than enough. Okay. The guy that I'm still in combat with, how does he look physically?
He's jacked up now.
Okay.
He's worser than fair.
I'm going to take my turn, plant my shield, reach into I'm going to by the door, right? Plant my shield so I have the left side of me is the door, and in front of me is the shield facing the guy that I was fighting.
Okay.
And then I'm going to reach in my belt, grab one of my flasks of oil, which I have 4 of. Actually, I'll grab. How much is in a flask?
Yeah.
I could probably do 2. I'll take 2. Oil's cheap.
And normally, the PHP, I believe they normally have it in liters.
Okay.
So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Then 2, I'm going to hit them, like put the nozzle at the bottom, like kind of shake them in that direction so it pours out under the door.
Okay.
So there was enough room.
Yeah.
Oil, so it should easily go under the door.
Yeah. Some will spill back your way, but the majority of it does go the other way.
That's fine. And then smash my lantern on it and take my move action to back away.
All right. So
we are messing this place up.
So you guys are trapping yourself in a room with.
There's a window. We already clarified.
There's 2 little windows high up on the other side of the wall.
I got jump potions. We're fine.
I'm small.
I never said the windows were large enough to fit a person through.
I can kick this door or the wall down if I need to. But also, why wouldn't a window be big enough for a person? What kind of weird ass building is this?
Oh, someone that doesn't want broke into on street level.
I don't know. Little tiny windows. I don't know. I can get through the fire. It's fine.
It's not a church.
Well, yeah. But yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
And as I'm backing away, I'm going to talk to Anders and be like, it's not arson if it's in defense of oneself.
And it's like, if we get out of this alive, I don't care what you do.
Just remember that for the trial.
Yeah, it'll be both of ours.
If they attempt to continue knocking the door down, that is a decision they will have made on the other side of the door. Right?
All
So
right.
any physical harm that happens to them from this point on is on them.
Door, oil, fire. All right. Sounds good.
And since the majority of it's over there, most of the smoke should be going out that way, right?
Yes. For now. Because as the oil begins to burn, this turn it's just the floor. The door itself hasn't lit yet.
But the other people on the other side, has the charging stopped?
We shall see.
Okay. You think you'd hear a loud thud if it stopped?
You definitely are hearing the shock and gasps of the other side, realizing that there's now a fire at their feet. So they're contemplating on. There is no pounding as of right now during your turn because they're contemplating on what they are doing.
Sleep now in the fire. Sorry. You know what? It doesn't matter what universe we're in. Kaeviir is all about burning some people from under a door. It's a tactic I've always been a fan of.
Alrighty. After that, Adrie, you are up, I believe.
When does this guard guy that is not Urstul that I threw acid on, when does he go?
He should go next, right?
Oh yeah, he was actually before Kaeviir. My bad.
Okay, so
go ahead and roll his damage.
5 acid damage.
Okay.
And if he wants to use his action to scrape it off, he can't.
Yeah, he pretty much has to. He begins to, against OSHA standards, wipe the acid off.
If I knew he was going to do that, I wouldn't even bother planting the shield and wasting my attack. I would just throw in the potion.
So, yeah, he begins to get himself clear. Okay. And then it is Adrie's turn.
Okay. Question about a spell, David.
Clarification waiting.
If I were to cast Thunderwave that like can push items, could it also damage a wall? So we can make a really cool escape.
I would say yes.
Okay.
It for sure would put out a fire, though, too.
Would it put out a fire?
The force would push.
The force of the wave would.
It would push oil and fire like a shotgun blast. Sorry.
It would definitely be a rude awakening to the people on the other side of the door. I mean,
approaching a door that we locked is a mistake. We locked it for a reason, motherfucker. So you're grounded.
So Thunderwave is a 15-foot cube. Would I be able to get both the door and the wall that goes outside?
Are you trying to go through the wall that leads to the outside, or are you trying to go through a wall that leads inside?
Well, I assume we want to leave, and we can't leave through the door, and so therefore the quickest way to leave would be through a wall.
Yeah, the Ursul's pinned to one wall with the desk, and that is the wall that leads outside.
Oh man, Urstul.
Oh, can you blow it?
Urstul.
From outside, the building catches on fire. Some people are screaming. Then all of a sudden, side of the wall blows out a fucking man with a hand nailed to a desk out of the side of the building, and then some heroes jump out.
He's covered in acid.
That would determine if you do enough damage to actually. Let me. What I need to look up the damage on walls, and
okay,
you can look up lumber, right?
Actually, there are rules in 5e about how much walls take damage.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we get this right. Like doors and walls can take X amount of damage.
Worst case scenario, damage. Right? If you put a good hurting on that wall,
yeah,
then I can steamroll through it with a jump potion with my shield up, like Captain America.
I can cast Thunderwave twice, but that's going to be all my spell slots.
I think 2 should definitely.
A wall is an object made of stone that can be damaged, thus breached. Each panel has an AC 15 and a 30 points of HP per inch of thickness.
It's wood or is it stone walls?
These are not stone walls. This this was one of the more actually being a villa. It might be a stone wall, but here's the other nasty little kid bit. Anything notable, the damage is knocked back to a wall instead of going your full distance. Thus, if you get blasted 40 feet into a wall, the wall's 10 feet behind you. You take the damage equal to 30 feet of a fall. Because if you don't go through the wall, then you take the full damage of the fall into the wall.
A shunt damage.
Also, this wall, like the part of the wall that I'm trying to hit with Thunderwave is the part that has the windows. So I would assume it's not as structurally sound as
no, not that far up.
Look at us being civil engineers over here all of a sudden. This is not a load bearing wall.
This is why playing with engineers gets sketchy when you're in D&D because everybody has to pan shit out. I'll give the wall 30 HP total.
Okay.
Being what it is. Thunderwave, there is no AC because Thunderwave is a range spell. The wall can't really reflex out of this.
So just damage rolls.
And neither can Urstul.
Boy, it could though. That's freaky.
Yeah. 3d6.
It's 2d8 thunder damage.
Now, the reason I actually like this move, I know Deese isn't a big fan of Star Wars, but I saw someone twist a force push once with a Jedi on somebody pinned on the ground, and they slammed them even harder or force pushed into the ground and blew their back out almost. Yeah, I'm all about like taking different shit and, as you guys know, and twisting it to new shit. So
this is also going to hit you guys though, so I'm sorry.
Man, first off, you rust my damn daggers. Now you're going to try and break my fucking hip. That's
would the acid really rust them, or would it clean them?
Now, Adrie, you can actually maneuver yourself between them all and not blast your companions. But if you really want to get on the other side near the burning door and blast everyone,
I do.
Okay,
do that.
Well,
wait a minute. So what's happening? I'm on the side near the door, and she's blasting out the wall on the opposite side with the desk, right?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's the plan.
Were you shooting the doors or were you shooting the wall?
Well, the wall is my main goal.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All
so
right.
then I'm on the opposite side, so don't even worry about where I'm.
Well, it's a 15-foot cube. I don't know how big this room is.
This room is
15 feet or 6
20
feet
wide. It's 20 feet wide by 30 feet deep.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so literally, you can't do this without
Nate's
blowing
not.
anyone but Urstul.
I mean, Nate's not.
No, just
I can heal him.
Just call me collateral damage.
Okay. All right. So
Well, Miss Collateral, you're they get thundered.
All right. So I'm gonna like tap at some.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
I'm gonna tap at some buttons on like my little arm panel on my power armor, and it's gonna be like a little whining noise, and I'll be like, "Hit the deck," and then there's just gonna be like a poof.
Hit the what?
You're gonna hit the deck. No worries.
Yeah.
You're gonna get thrown.
Okay, so each creature in the cube has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world I could have to do. What's the DC?
15.
Oh God.
Eat it.
Okay, how close to Urstul and the desk are you?
Oh, I'm pretty close to Urstul.
I rolled a 14.
Urstul rolled a 1.
Hey, save the extra shock for the defibrillation.
All right, so on a failed save, you take 2d8 thunder damage. I got 8 thunder damage, and are pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay, so eight
Urstul's
damage
giving
isn't
that extra like against the wall.
Well, here's the fun part. How far does it push?
10 feet.
Okay. Add another D6 on top of that. Is it? Yeah, because the
Because
fall
he's
damage
like
is
a
every 10
pebble.
feet. Yeah, and 8 damage isn't enough to actually sink the wall yet. I am going to put the wall down here for 8 damage though.
Humanoid shrapnel plus the desk, right?
Yeah.
The desk
So
slams against it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're muted.
The D6 gave it another 4 more damage.
I'm muted? Okay.
No.
Okay, the D6 to Urstul. So
Yes.
Urstul just took 8 plus 4.
How much do I take? Do I take another 4 as well?
The dust didn't hit you. It hit the
No,
wall.
Okay.
you're not pinned against the wall already, so you're not taking the full force of it pushing you even further.
I've just slammed against the wall.
Yeah, you just kind of hit the wall.
Though, for the wall's perspective, this is a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
From the wall's perspective, it took the shock damage, and then it took a person hitting it with a desk. That's extra damage. So technically, if Nate then hit it immediately after, that would do more damage as well, based on
I will
Nate's-
give the wall another 6 damage from Nate.
There
I'll
you
do
go.
another 6 damage from the desk.
I'm only good for 6 damage. What the fuck?
The
God,
desk
wait,
You're a
6.
water genasi, man. I mean, I'll play osmosis rules and just have you splattered on the wall.
well, that's the. You know what? You got a good point there. I am 94% water, so sure.
I love
94%.
the internal of dude trying to position his hand during all this chaos to not have it ripped open. is
Oh
very
no, they
funny.
ripped.
no.
They are shattered now. You have his hands didn't have any control in the thunder wave. Blood sprayed as his hands went through the knives.
This is what you get for
And-
shanking me. I was
So I'm
just
gonna-
trying to steal your horse.
So his hand starts here with the blade here and ends up coming out here.
Oh,
I am going to roll a D4 to see if he lost, or I'm going to roll a D6. 1 through 4, he lost a
Wha-
finger. 5, 6, he still has all.
what if it
4.
went long way down the finger? Can we have one of them say that it went long ways down the bone?
It's like slicing a hot dog the long way.
So-
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
6, one of his fingers got slit the long way.
Wait,
The
wait,
middle
wait.
finger gets slit. The middle, because it's
Okay.
yeah.
Did his finger get slit hot dog or hamburger? Which one was it?
Rachel, roll the dice for me. It's your fun. So roll. I want a dice roll per hand.
What am I
Pull
rolling?
back.
What am I rolling?
Actually, Nate, give me. Nate will give me a D6, and Rachel give me a D6.
Okay.
One for each hand,
Yeah.
and you get to decide if you get a 6.
All right. So,
I got a 5.
No hot
Rachel's
dog.
hand is fine. Just slit down the middle. Nate though just took his middle. Lost the middle finger completely as the blade came off. Yeah, he is screaming in pain. You see the blood splatter on the wall. Not really much from that, more so from his face getting smashed back into the thing. I need on the wall. I need 3 more D6. 1 from Nate, 1 from Ursul's body, and 1 from the desk.
Do you want me to roll those?
Sure, you're the one who blasted the wall.
Okay. Total is 14.
Okay, so 8 plus 14. 22. All right,
Ceiling's
still
gonna
not
come
enough
down
to-
on all
not
of
en-
us.
Still not enough to actually break through the wall, but you have left a massive imprint in the wall where you have definitely weakened the structure here.
Okay, cycle the turns again. Whose turn is it next? Is it Nate's?
It'll be Nathan's. Yeah.
Oh, also,
I'm gonna Kool-Aid man this bitch so
Wait.
hard on my turn.
because I cast Thunderwave, the spell emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Yeah, everybody in the region knows you're there.
Those 2 tiny windows.
Yeah, they're gone. Anything else glass in the room is now shattered. That was not protected.
Everyone's walking around going, wah, wah.
So hopefully all your guys' potions were inside bags and cloth and not outside to the thunder wave.
If you were a specialist, you probably protected them pretty well. But if you weren't, you probably didn't. I'm not gonna tell anyone, how to manage their potions. That would be rude of me.
It would be rude of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But that's why I still have all mine.
King of petty right there. All right.
That's it.
Rayne.
My daggers are still on the desk, right?
Oh yes.
Yoink yoink. He's up against the wall now, right?
Oh yeah.
Stab, stab.
I will give you rolls on both of those because technically, as dual wielding, you can. I just can't take a modifier on the second roll. Yeah.
He can't use his dex for his armor class either.
No,
if there's ever been a case of flat-footed, it's the guy pressed against the desk, buried into a wall.
Okay, so the first one's a D20 plus 4. Yeah, it's a 13. That's probably not going to do it.
No, AC is a 15. Wait, no. Without the dex, yes, you hit it.
Okay, and then the other's just a straight D20?
It would be
are we talking about the no modifier on the damage?
No modifier on the damage.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so
if we can argue that he wouldn't have been able to get a dex modifier for the acid spray because he was nailed with his hand down on a desk, that still gives him like 2 feet of wiggle room of moving at the
that's what I'm saying.
Of his arm.
So his AC is now appropriately a 12 because he's lost his dexterity.
There's no fucking way this guy who is using a dex for his armor class has any chance of that being affected.
Yeah. The second roll was a 23, so I think I just pinned him through both shoulders. Okay, so damage on the first dagger. No, that's a D20. That was the wrong dice to roll.
Did you give him the butterfly boy?
Yeah.
You pin him the corkboard?
Yep. Okay, so 5 points of damage on the first, and then the other is just a straight up 1.
All right.
That's the one that he could have used on Rachel, but didn't.
So, okay, what was the damage on the first one?
5 and then 1.
All right. Sounds good.
And
not dead yet, not close to being dead yet, but definitely hurting.
If the desk wasn't in the way, well, the desk is, he's now, okay, that's good. I'm done.
How much, D-Walk? How much damage did the wall take from Rachel?
22 total.
How much?
22 total.
And how much do we establish that? How's the wall looking, D-Walk? Is I think
I established earlier that it was I was going to give the wall 30 HP.
Okay.
So the wall, it is not in its best day. It does not look like it would stand much.
D-Walk, whose turn is it now? I already know the answer to this question, but go ahead and think it over.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kaeviir the Raven, Rachel as Adrie the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rayne Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. And we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned. Hello?
Hello.
You can hear me.
I can hear you.
Nice.
Hey, you got a profile picture.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I had to fight a kid for it, but I won. Because he's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He was little too. I think he might have had like MS or something. He had a crutch. He had a crutch. I don't want to say what was wrong with him, but he had a crutch.
Okay.
It was bourbon. He drank a lot. He had a problem.
Uh-huh.
But I straightened him out.
Oh, with a beating?
With a right cross to the temple.
Well, I'm glad I'm recording your confession.
He went down like look, anyone who saw it would have said the same. I for sure won. It wasn't even close.
Wow.